This video is dedicated to those patrons who assisted me in my time of difficulty. It was mentioned by one that we beings here endure certain conditions which, in fact, bring us to a point eventually where we will be very hard put, according to most reports, to find out for sure whether where we end up next is going to be any better or any different. In the course of answering questions concerning that, I've had to refer back to the fundamentals of the metaphysical and empirical conditions in which we exist, wherein we find all of the evidence which, through valid reasoning and discerning intuition, can be lent toward a solution to the issue that was raised, which I will get into in the last of the series of videos. First, the basic metaphysical groundwork. So our existence here in human form is a commonly used signifier with exactly two major interpretations, uses and meanings. That major absolute interpretation duality is the ultimate basis of all lesser relative interpretive dualities and divides them all in a radically asymmetrical way, all the way down to an ontological level. The fundamental essence of the absolute dualization is that it conceals its nature categorically rather than subcategorically. It was initiated by an origin different in kind than that which did not originate it, and all its manifestations originate with this initiation of an actualization of a deceptive, predatory, parasitic essence. It is actually contrary to being in itself. And so, even in an indirect way, we recognize it as alien to being as such. It is, if any kind of being at all, different in kind than that other kind from which it is distinguished, that it is not able to coexist on a continuum with its alternate except to take away from it whatever it can, and by this alone persist. This kind of being is exactly like non-being with respect to its alternative kind, meaning it cannot really be recognized as a kind of it, but expressly as not it. Worse, it actively insinuates itself into relations with the alternate being, and always and only to deprive it of its own manifest existence as an energetic cost, which means the metaphysical death of it. This is the only way it can relate to its alternate, as a devouring, destroying, murdering parasite. Yet this sounds like nothing but to speak of an alien evil from beyond existence as we know it, invading and inflicting its horrors. Clearly, we have some notion of this from our stories, myths, and art. But while our intuitions accord with the sense of such a phenomenon, and we have a long, rich tradition of rendering this intuitive sense into forms that leave us no doubt about what the essence of evil is like, and how unalike it is with what beneficence is that the goodly hold dear, there is another mode of recognition which dovetails integrally with that intuitive sense, and through many modes finds expression in form which overlaps with its ontological origin and cause. Just the same, our metaphysical discourse finds perfect harmony with our empirical narrative, as we beings here in human form, through this space and time, enduring these phenomena in our existential life careers. And as I explain how this is the case in the next video, it will also serve to demonstrate the mechanisms in detail which our intellects, rational and intuitive, realize concerning the ontology, and which realizations we can systematize into various fields of art/science and religion/philosophy.